Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on Langreskaya. Our heroes today are going to be Jaeger Tech, playing for the Soviets, and his opponent this time around is going to be Derek, playing for the Germans. Interestingly enough, we see Derek getting himself his units, but he is going for a 2 Pio opening, so sending a first Pio out into the field to cap, and I'm assuming, yeah, the second one is going to be building tier 1. We have seen this from other players before, but it is, well, not the standard, I guess you could say. Not bad by any means, or you know, especially good either. I mean, it's an okay strategy. It just depends on what you want to do. And in this situation, Derek wants to have a little bit more, you know, capping power starting off. And then after getting tier 1, he's going to get himself Grenadiers, and those are 2 Grenadiers already queued up. As far as Jaeger Tech, he, well, does what you would expect most Soviet players to do, and that is get conscripts. 2 conscripts already on the field, second one heading over here, and the third one arriving just now down that road. Nothing really happening so far. We should see capping. We have conscripts heading into the center. We have the combat engineers on the right-hand side, Pios in the center, Pios on the left. And the Grenadiers now finally hitting the field. It looks like they are heading into the center of the map. Victory point going to be taken by those conscripts. Where are the Pios moving? The Pios are going to move to the right, so they're going to run into the combat engineers. The combat engineers stopped at the field. They didn't get any queued up orders after that. And the Pios decide to move to the right-hand side to capture the strategic point. While the combat engineers are going to head into the house, it looks like. Pios take some shots at the combat engineers as they move, and the combat engineers take residence in that little shack house of Kevlar wood. And, well, they'll just hold there for a while, I suppose. Now into enemy lines, we see the conscripts for Jaeger, penetrating the defenses. Heading for the munitions point, we have Grenadiers right in front of them, trying to stop them. Combat engineers are... sorry, not combat engineers, Grenadiers. We're taking cover in the fence. They decide to move up to the heavy cover of the truck to also deny the actual capping of the point. One Grenadier hits the floor, while a conscript is also shot in the face. A little bit of an even match here, although the conscripts are in light cover, so it means they will lose that fight. And now with an MG42 coming into the mix, those conscripts will lose that fight. Conscripts decide to back off and jump into the house. They don't get suppressed or anything. One man falls dead as they were entering the house, but with 4 men still left in the house, they can output a decent amount of damage from inside the house. Right-hand side, we hear combat engineers and Pios duking it out on the fuel point. The Pios did manage to decap the fuel point, while we have conscripts just capturing the strategic points on the right-hand side. MG42 is actually not shooting at anything. It's the Pios over here, apparently. So Pios shooting at conscripts. They are taking cover in the bushes and the fence. The conscripts are out in the open a little bit, although they do have some slight shrubbery cover. Conscripts move up. The Pios have to shift position, and they're going to jump into the house. Conscripts were trying to jump into the house themselves, but they do get denied, and the Grenadiers are now inside the other house as well, leaving the conscripts cut off from any real major defenses and surrounded by both units. MG42, no, that's the Grenadier as well. So up to 3 Grenadiers now. And the MG42 still defending over here, not allowing this cutoff point to be taken. Conscripts over here jump out of the house to support a little bit, but then run back as the second Grenadier squad engages and get back into the house. So nice skirmishes all around here in this left-hand side. Up in the northern cutoff point, we see the Pios going for the cutoff itself. They did get the decap, and the conscripts managed to stop them. But Jaeger does have the victory point in the center, plus the munitions, meaning that he's still connecting the right-hand side with really no issues. Grenadiers move up to decap that victory point. They will be able to get the decap, but the conscripts apparently are going to be able to get the cap because one man actually has a foot in the area, just barely. They capture the point, allowing the entire right-hand side to be connected, with the victory point already disconnected itself. Ooh, conscripts got down to 1 man. LMG Grenadier shooting at it, executes it on the retreat, and unfortunately for Jaeger Tech, he loses one of his conscript squads. He still has 4 on the field, was up to 5, however. And this other conscript squad is gonna die as well. Ooh, quite unfortunate. Retreats at 1 man. Derek decides to move his Grants, and that's actually gonna allow that conscript to make it out alive. Very lucky there. A little bit of a mistake there from Derek. If he had not actually moved his squad, he would have been able to throw off a burst with the LMG and finish up another conscript squad. southern left-hand side, we have conscripts going for the cutoff. They did get the cutoff itself. We have Molotov here that I am assuming probably landed on the MG42, forcing it to pack up, allowing the conscripts to get in there and cut off the resources for Derek. And the MG42 is now opening up on those conscripts, getting a suppression, and the conscripts are trying to crawl into light cover. Tier 2 is already down for Derek, and he's getting himself a half track, which is going to hit the field in a second or two. And where is it? Oh, wrong road. There it is. Nasty rifle nade landing on these conscripts, forcing them to retreat. And we still have more conscripts in the zone. A one-man conscript squad in this house. Probably going to die. I don't see this guy making it out alive, really, in any sense. He does exit the house through the rear and is going to run. Takes a shot from the Grants. Tries to retreat and is going to get executed. Well, he is dodging, weaving, running as fast as he can, but no. Can't outrun bullets. And the half-track moves in to run over his body as a final offense.
Contact with enemy infantry.
So a little bit of a heavy loss there for Jaeger Tech. He lost 2 conscripts plus in those initial engagements. He is down to 3 conscripts. Did get himself tier 2 and a mortar off of that. An AT gun will probably follow as there is a half-track on the field. I can only assume, I don't know actually.
Enemy forces are capturing our
And combat engineers over here on the left-hand side now getting pushed by Grants and the half-track. Southern or left-hand side fuel. Conscripts were trying to cap it, but now with 2 Grants pushing on them, they do retreat. They are at 4 men, so they will make it out alive even through, you know, all the lines of enemies. And center map, we have conscripts capturing the victory point while Pios try to move into the zone to stop them and get the cap themselves, but they will actually lose that. Down to 2 men on the Pios squad. Needs to retreat. Nasty mortar shot there by the Soviet mortar. Actually lands on its friendlies, although... Oh. Well, it actually doesn't say any friendly kills, but it looked to me like it actually hit the squad and killed some guys. There isn't a German mortar on the field, so quite weird. I guess it only did a little bit of splash damage, and the Pios might have actually gotten killed. Anyways, now we see Jaeger Tech getting himself his Doctrine, and that is the Soviet Shock Army Doctrine, so probably why he was building so many conscripts, because he was going to be getting them PPSHs, but, well, unfortunately he only has 3 left. Still good. They will be able to, you know, carry into the later game. And shock troops, they're pretty good. Pretty good. So we now have a pin going on Jaeger Tech. Derek took the cutoff point and is going to be capping this victory point in a second. In the meantime, he's still getting resources from the right-hand side. And there we go. Now we have a full cutoff of the right-hand side against Jaeger Tech. Nice 18A landing on the half-track, getting damage on the engine. The mortar is as well, just barraging it, I believe. Probably aiming at the MG42. Ooh, nice shot there on the MG42. Does a lot of damage to the actual squad members, but doesn't actually get a kill on anybody of them. But the mortar will just continue to shoot. Panzer Grenadiers now on the field for Derek, also upgraded with Panzer Shreks, anticipating any type of vehicle, although we can tell from our point of view that nothing is really happening. Oh, nice rifle nade there by Derek, actually lands on the mortar across the hedge, killing 2 of them, but you know, they're still on the field, so they'll be fine. More mortar shots being tossed around, trying to get that MG42. The MG42 is defending the cutoff point. Conscripts push forward, getting mauled by both the LMG and the MG42 and the rifles from the Grenadiers. Down to 3 men, forced to retreat. Grand Squad now down to 2. Backs away. There is a half-track on the field, but it's a little bit further back. And Shock Troop Squad is actually coming in for the flank, right on top of everything, getting behind the MG42. Its focus is the MG42. MG42 gets flipped around, and the Shock Troops throw a nice nade, clearing out the MG42, and now right on top of all the infantry. Grenadier Squad is now down to 1 man with the LMG. Gets better C2, but it is getting pursued by a conscript squad. Runs through the shock troops and will make it out alive. Nasty shot there by mortar, it looks like. Actually doing a lot of damage to the shock troops themselves. That actually no friendly kills. Okay, well, never mind. Maybe it wasn't one of them. The MG42 does get cleared off. Conscripts continue to push forward, trying to get on top of those Panzer Grenadiers. Do get an 18-8 off on the half-track. Pios continue to repair. The half-track did not get its flamethrower upgrade, otherwise it would have been able to do a lot of damage to these guys. PPSA just getting equipped on these conscripts. Another 18-8 goes down on the half-track, and the Pios get executed. The because they are repairing. TPS agents are now focusing on the half-track. Down to one man on this conscript squad, gets executed by the half-track as well, or probably the Panzer Grenadiers. Bundle they landing on the very clumped up conscript squad and forces the retreat. So heavy losses again for Jaeger Tech, losing another conscript squad, not being able to finish off that half-track. So Derek is in a very comfortable position. He did take a lot of damage, lost his MG42, but he can simply recrew that and, you know, reinforce on the field. Combat units over on the right-hand side didn't get into the house, but with the pack gun on the field for Derek, he is bombarding the house, doing a lot of damage to the structure, forcing them to retreat. Mortar still back at base, going to town, firing as often as it can, and we now see medics getting researched for Jaeger Tech. Conscripts over here on the left-hand side retreating. So once again, Jaeger Tech doesn't really have much as far as territory. He only has 2 points connected. The right-hand side is not connected by any means. And Derek continues to reinforce his pin. MG42 getting picked up, getting turned around, and probably going to get aimed at the enemy. It does move out of the sights of the mortar. Down to 2 men. Needs to get the half-track up there to reinforce it. Yeah, there it goes. Very nice. Gonna take a shot by the mortar. A little bit of a damage there on the half-track. But the MG42 is going to get reinforced. Can almost guarantee that. And here we go. MG42 gets fully reinforced. Conscript pushing forward, trying to get the cutoff point, but the MG42 starts doing the suppression. Half-track is getting bombarded by the mortar, actually gets killed on the gunner on the front, the frontal gun, so it can't actually support with additional firepower. And the conscript over here on the right-hand side, trying to go for the flank on the MG42. MG42, however, is in an excellent angle, allowing it to cover the entire side. Molotov landing on a teller mine. I'm not exactly sure if he knew it was there or there were units there that the Molotov was aiming at, but doesn't look like it does. Well, it does do actually some damage to the... Wow, it does do damage. It's sporadic, but can it actually detonate the teller? No. Stays alive at about half health. Okay, so nice to know. Molotovs do damage to teller mines, but it doesn't look like they can clear them out. So shock troops over here on the right-hand side, going in for a little bit of a flank on these forces, trying to get behind that pack gun as well. And the conscripts with 2 PSHs now getting right on top of that pack gun. MG42 did back off from the sights of the mortar. It is now supporting the half-track. Conscripts do get down to 2 men, force a retreat, and the shock troops are still there, trying to get the flank, but the MG42 was already flipped to meet them. There goes the burst and forces them to retreat. Nasty bundle laid there by the Panzer Grenadiers, down to 2 men on the shock troops, but they will make it out alive, so they are quite fine. And the mortar still trying to do as much as it can. Now veterancy 2, which increases its shell accuracy and rate of fire. So it reduces the cooldown and it reduces the what is it called? The scatter. So yeah, like it said, basically makes it more accuracy and fire faster. Conscripts of veterancy 2 trying to fight off against Panzer Grenadiers and Grenadiers. The Grenadiers are only veterancy 1, and these guys do have... Oh, nice Vandal lane right in the middle of them. Does 2 damage. Well, 2 kills, that is. Some damage to the squads and forces them away. So Derek being very persistent, very aggressive, maintaining this pin quite effectively. We see on the left-hand side a little bit more territory has been gotten for Jaeger Tech. Now has 3 sectors connected in total. But the left-hand side, we have an MG42 set up to defend the fuel, which is not allowing him to do much. No additional tech at the base for Jaeger Tech. He doesn't really have... Well, he does have fuel. Could get something, but I suppose nothing that he actually wants.
We are losing supplies to the
And the shock troops managed to punch a hole through the center, clearing out the MG42, forcing the half-track to back off. Went all the way back to base, I think. Where is it, actually? Half-track. Half-track? Over here. Okay, so it looks like it went over on this side, probably just to reinforce one of the men over there. And yeah, so Jaeger Tech getting a little bit of a respite here. He's able to capture this cutoff point and go for the center. Right-hand side as well, so it's just capping as much as he can. Grenadiers retreating. Grenadiers with LMG just backing off. They do have veterancy 2, which again gives you 40% accuracy on these guys and 25% increased range on the rifle nade. Likewise for the conscripts, they get 40% accuracy and 25% range increase on the Molotov.
Awaiting command.
Shock troops going for the munitions, and we now have Tier 4 coming up for Derek. So, taking advantage of the massive fuel lead that he has right now because of the pin and the fact that he had those fuels pretty much in his possession for all that time. He goes straight for Tier 2, skipping Tier 3, and, well, that gives him Brumbars, Panthers, and the Panzer Werfer. So, hey, at least this time we're not going to see Panzer 4s. We'll see what happens. So, packed on in the front of the base, just taking shots at the shock troops as they run. One shock troop did die, not sure if it went to the AT gun or anything else. Packed on does have 3 infantry kills, so it is possible. And the shock troops are mauling this Grenadier squad. Nice day landing, doing some damage, but they are retreating, forcing them back off. And the shock troops do get the cutoff point, denying that fuel on the left-hand side to Derek. Center map, what's wrong with my tongue? Sorry. This munitions point didn't actually get captured by anybody, so it's quite interesting. Conscripts do move up to get that MG42, what's left on the field, so very nice pickup there for Jaeger. Will probably help him out. MG42 does get packed up and moved over to the left-hand side. Nice usage of smoke there by Jaeger Tech, allows him to break the line of sight on that MG42. MG42 packs up once again and continues to move back. Setting up right in front of the shock troops, probably a nade we're going to be seeing in there. Shock troops get on the other side of the arc of fire and are now mauling the crew with those PPSHs, and that MG42 is a goner. So another MG42 on the field. We'll see if Jaeger Tech decides to use his shock troops to capture it. It doesn't look like he's inclined to do that. He's going to leave one to capture the point while he's sending the other one to capture the victory point, apparently. There are, well, this MG42 is defending the cutoff point. There's a conscript squad on the left-hand side moving over there. Probably going to go capture that MG42, maybe. I can maybe think that. And conscripts with PPSA just pushing onto the strategic point on the right-hand side. Payos not being able to withstand their approach. They are veteran C2, which means they get that accuracy. And Panzer Grenadiers now with veteran C2 right in front of these conscripts. Conscripts probably going to throw a Molotov right on top of them. No. Actually, they decide to take a beating and retreat. I guess I'll get that information if I can. A little bit of an engagement here on the left-hand side. The shock troops did get the victory point, and now we see conscripts going in for the flank. And they are not really effective. There we go. They managed to force one of those grenadiers to retreat, and the second one follows suit, being a little bit demoralized. Hack-on still set up there, trying to support the infantry, but really not much that it can do. I mean, occasional snipes are okay, but maybe a little bit of splash damage is most that it's going to be contributing. So right-hand side, we have more conscripts, a brand new conscript squad actually, produced for Jaeger Tech, going over to the munitions point, denying the Pioneers the ability to cap it, and the Panzer Grenadiers are there to meet them. These are veteran C1, so they will lose against these Panzer Grenadiers, even with the Panzer Trek. They do move up, get an 18-8 up on the half-track, and probably going to throw a Molotov at the Panzer Grenadiers. Keep in mind, though, that fighting against veteran squads, you actually get more veteran seats for your own squads. So these conscripts are almost veteran C1 now, simply because of the fact that they're fighting against a veteran C2 Panzer Grenadier. Flamethrowers finally getting equipped on the half-track, torching alive those shock troops, forcing them to retreat. One of the members of that squad getting... Oh! One of the members of the... Wow, that is a brilliant move by that shock troop. He got caught by the members of the squad, and the flamethrower half-track threw a burst at it and ended up igniting one of the Panzer Grenadiers. Panther now on the field for Derek. Interesting choice. The Panther is, well, primarily thought of as an anti-tank tank. More of a tank hunter. It is, I mean, a multi-purpose tank, obviously. It has that turret, can shoot at infantry, and will, be relatively okay at killing them. I mean, kind of in the same lines as maybe a Panzer IV, a little bit less, I believe. But yeah, I would have liked to see a Brumbar at this point, maybe. Deal with all those shock troops and conscripts. But we now have two AT guns on the field for Jaeger Tech. Second one's just getting produced and, running down the field. But yeah, that will allow him to keep that tank at bay a little bit, at least in his main sectors. And now we see the Grants pushing forward. So anyways, I was talking about the Panzer Grenadiers. What am I trying to say? The Panzer Grenadiers veterancy is 40% armor. Sorry, no, not 40%. No, yeah, actually, they get plus 40% armor, so they're stronger, and they get a 25% cooldown reduction. That basically means they fire faster, and with Panzer Treks, that's actually pretty good. Volleys go off quite often. So anyways, left-hand side, the Panther ran into some conscripts, got 18-aided, and got a crit on the engine, actually. But without any vehicles on the field for Jaeger Tech, really, there isn't much that he can do to, finish it off. Conscripts pushing it through the center. We see the flamethrower half-track getting another 18-8 off in its face. And the conscript veteran C3 now getting torched alive, down to 2 men. Do manage to retreat and get out of the way. AT gun sets up and tries to take a shot at the half-track. Attacking ground could potentially hit it. It is, maybe a little bit of an advanced strategy, so not everybody is quite familiar or comfortable with it. But keep in mind that if you know where it was, just attack ground around it or a little bit past it, and you might you'll probably hit it. I mean, actually, so it's a decent bet to do. Just get 1 or 2 rounds off, and then move away. Conscripts taking quite a beating, down to 2 men, forced to retreat. The AT gun backs up as well, now getting charged by 2 Grenadier Squad. Needs to get the hell out of there. I think it will make it out alive just fine. And the mortar is still on the field, still being quite deadly and taking shots at everything that it can. About to get veteran C3. That's pretty good. And the shock troops hit the field, running straight into those Grenadiers. Nice nade landing in the middle of them, not doing anything, so not really a nice nade, but nade was used. Ooh, nice shot there by the Panther. Actually nails 2 of those shock troops. And actually has a friendly kill there. And the shock troops continue to push forward, down to 2 men. Now they're only realizing it that they are so qualified, or I don't know, undermanned. LMG Grants going to town on these conscripts. The conscripts are veteran C3, so they do have a lot of firepower. You get an additional 20% accuracy at veteran C3. And at veteran C3, you do finally get your armor. You get 30% armor. And sorry, it's actually a 20% cooldown, so they fire faster. In a 25% recharge reduction on the AT grenade. Oh no, this veteran C3 conscript squad is going to go down. Gets focus fire by the Grants. No, actually the other conscript squad gets in the way and shoots the Grants down to 1 man. Executes the entire Grant squad. The conscript do have the opportunity to pick up an LMG, but Derek is the one that notices as these Grants push on forward. Now they have 2 LMGs. Veteran C3 Grant squad with 2 LMGs. That is quite deadly. This conscript squad is dead. Not going to make it out alive against 2 LMGs. And there it goes. Gets executed quite handily. Wow, that is amazing. AT gun takes a shot at the half-track. Can he take another shot before it gets killed? It does take a shot, and down goes the half-track for Derek. Finally, a little bit of victory there for Jaeger Tech, but with the 2 LMGs, this Grand Squad at veteran C3 will clear out this AT gun very easily. I don't think it's going to be able to get it out. Yeah, there it goes. Gets cleared out. Back at the base of Jaeger, but, he is going to have to recruit it. So, wow, that is a very brutal squad right there. 31 kills already into his name. Panther going straight to the center, trying to get behind the line of sight of, well, something. Does crush through the hedges, be opening up the territory, and gets itself on those shock troops. The shock troops take a nasty shot, but make it out alive just barely. Conscripts push forward, recrew that AT gun in front of the Panther, and takes a shot at the rear armor. Take a shot, come on, take a shot. There he goes, nice shot at the rear armor, down to about half health on the Panther, and the Panther is barely gonna make it out of its range. So the Grenadiers at veteran C3, they get, well, veteran C2 gives them 40% accuracy, so that is already as deadly with an LMG. Then on top of that, they get a 20% cooldown reduction at veteran C3, just like the conscripts. So with 2 LMGs, that is ridiculous. Jeez. And 30% armor. So, I mean, yeah, but that squad is deadly. That is an ace squad right there. Continues to push forward. The AT gun just backing off as much as it can. Probably needs to get back, get to base, get reinforced, repaired, and head back out there. Victory point-wise, we do have Jaeger Tech in the lead. He has 405 points to his name and only 221 points left for Derek. But Derek is in a, well, sort of commanding lead, although he did get himself a second Panther, which I'm not entirely keen on. Nasty barrage there by the, what is it called? The Sturmovik for Jaeger. Kills off a Panzer Grenadier squad, it looked like. So Derek, I mean, has taken so many losses right now, but he got himself a second Panther, and I don't agree with that. I don't see why he would get that. Like I said, the Panther is... Oh, wow, that barrage clears out the pack gun and clears out the Grenadier squad as well. Jeez, that is one brutal plane. It's probably going to take out this half-track as well. So no infantry left on the field for Derek, pretty much. He has one pie over here on the left-hand side preparing that Panther, but he got himself a second Panther, which I was saying I don't agree with, because like I said, Panther essentially... Oh, yeah, I figured. And there goes that half-track. That Sturmovik is ridiculous. Anyways, the Panther, relatively speaking, for that tier at least, you kind of consider it the anti-tank. Like I said, it's not specifically designed for anti-tank, it's an all-purpose tank, essentially. Not as great against infantry, but, you know, it can handle itself, and with the gunner upgrade on top, you know, it'll do some big damage, but unless there's tanks on the field, like, say, an Su-85, which you can use the Panther's speed to try to get around and circle and encourage, you kind of don't want that many Panthers. And, well, Derek got a second Panther. I mean, in my opinion, at least, a Robar in this position would probably have been better. I mean, he has the ability to call in a pack gun. He actually has a pack gun, even though it got cleared off right now. And a Panther, I mean, with those two things, you can at least hold the first vehicle, you know, the first tank you might see from the Soviet player at bay without needing to, you know, do something. And then you could potentially get another Panther, but with the Brumbar you would have been able to deal a lot of damage to all this infantry, and right now that is what is killing Derek, the sheer amount of infantry on the field. We see another conscript squad getting produced, so we have 2 shock troops, 4 conscript squads, well 3 soon to be 4, a stolen MG-42 just sitting in the center, and 3 AT guns. So yeah, I mean, these tanks can't really do much against the AT guns themselves, and they don't really do much against the infantry. I mean, you can see these guys are standing still, the Panthers just taking shots and missing. Anyways, Panzer Grenadiers getting produced for Derek, just trying to get some forces out on the field to produce something. AT gun takes a shot and nails one of these Panzer Grenadiers as they approach. Panzer Grenadiers push forward, probably going to throw a battle lane right on top of the AT gun. No, they decide to actually just get behind it and clear it out manually. And the Panther continues to back off, popping its smoke and getting out of there. Oh, I never actually mentioned it. The doctrine that Derek selected is the Blitzkrieg doctrine. So, an AT gun finally got cleared off. It looks like it's this one by those Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers get themselves in that house, down to 1 man. Gonna probably retreat, but they are gonna get killed. No, they don't actually retreat. They're not getting shot by both the MG-42 and these other shock troops. Shock troops get a bundle in the face, but they, you know, dodge it quite handily in the house. They can cover with the furniture, and the Panzer Grenadier ends up getting cleared out. Panzer actually dropped in the world, so this would be a nice pickup for Jaeger. And the Panther continues to move around, just taking some shots at whatever it can, but like I said, they're not great against infantry. The Panther over on the right-hand side did end up getting cleared out. Too many AT guns all over the place for the Panthers to be able to survive. And now down to 121 points for Derek, currently triple cap, so that's going to go by very fast, considering the amount of infantry he has, being only 2 Pioneer squads. I don't think he's going to be able to stay alive. Pio and Veterans E2 retreating. These Pios are shooting at the conscripts, trying to fend them off. 18A goes off on the Panther, and that is it. Nothing else happens. So, let's go ahead and move out of the way so we don't hear that loud sound. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, not much else that Derek could do. I don't think that having not gotten that Panther, that second Panther, I mean, it would have changed much. I think if he hadn't gotten a Panther to begin with, it probably would have been a different game. I mean, Broombars are very good at killing infantry. And, well, that is all the Jaeger Tech had. Jaeger Tech, as you can see, decided to go techless, essentially. He got tier 2, and that's it. His Doctrine doesn't provide him any call-ins. I mean, he didn't even build a howitzer, which he could have, but, I mean, he didn't really need to. So, yeah, I mean, look at all that fuel. 593 fuel. Kind of painful to see because, you know, if you had that amount of fuel, you, as a player, you kind of want to build something with it, but he didn't really need to. He just stuck with tier 2 and controlled the map, dominated. Very nice pin went down early on for Derek, but Jaeger Tech managed to hold in there and, you know, make it out alive. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.